All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome into Mornings on Main Street on October 26, 2021. And thank you all so much yesterday for all the birthday texts, wishes, messages, phone calls, everything. You made the old man feel special. So thank you so much for all that. It was a great day and talked to so many friends. Simply fantastic. So we got 364 days until the next birthday. So we're looking forward to that. And I sent a message out last night on Facebook, just really thanking everybody for the birthday wishes and just letting people know that, you are where you are because somebody cared for you, somebody really prayed for you, and somebody really wished the best for you, and you got up and made it happen. So that's the message today, is that be grateful, be thankful for everything that goes on. So really, guys, thank you so much for that. I say 364 days to the next birthday, but it's only 30 days to Thanksgiving. I mean, 2021 is almost over. So 30 days to Thanksgiving, 60 days to Christmas, and of course, 67 days to New Year's. And then we head into 2022. I got to tell you guys, this is the fastest year I think I've ever experienced. And I'm not kidding. 2020 seemed to take about 5 years off my life. 2021 just zipped by, so we make up for it. Let's bring in my good friend, the intern this morning, who's always working hard over the midnight shift. Intern, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Joe. How are you?
Intern, how am I looking today?
You're looking great, man. That lighting looks good. I like the new helmet in the back there.
Appreciate you.
Looks good.
Tennessee Generals football helmet from a semi-pro team that I played on. A bunch of us played on back in the mid to early 90s. And so the league folded after 4 games. So I was able to cash my paycheck at Kroger and then went by the locker room and grabbed that helmet, and then it's with me ever since. So
nice.
There's not a lot of nostalgia behind the helmet, but it works. And so I'm happy to be there. Intern, did you stay up last night watching football?
Yes, I did actually. I did for a little bit, but not the whole time. I fell asleep.
Now, did you watch the Peyton Manning cast in his
No,
brother
so
Eli?
I keep forgetting to tune into that, but I hear it's hilarious, and I heard they had Marshawn Lynch on last night, who is one of my favorite all-time speakers.
Yeah, and he spoke last night and dropped a few 4-letter choice words that had the Manning brothers kind of freaking out a little bit last night. But let me tell you what, with the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, the way they're doing this game, I've said this a few weeks ago, that's going to revolutionize the way we watch football, because now I might go back to the regular Monday Night Football crew. Nothing against them. Can't stand watching them.
No, I agree.
You see what goes on with Peyton and Eli and the stories and all that stuff. So it's well done. So you need to start doing that, intern.
I do. I definitely do.
All right, let's get to the latest headlines today. We'll share my screen there, pal. What's happening this morning on Main Street, Nashville? Here's a top story: ignoring the signs. Great story here about a pedestrian ignores a no trespassing sign on the railroad tracks. He makes his way into downtown Nashville. Larry McCormick with this, just a simple picture that says so much right there. That's the top headline here on Main Street Nashville today, as we get you kind of going what's happening in the world and around. Again, if you just subscribe to Main Street Nashville, doesn't cost much. E-newspaper delivered right to you. You got the app on your phone. It's absolutely perfect right there. Big news yesterday coming down. Tennessee State Senator and a Nashville Social Club owner indicted on charges they violated campaign finance laws. So there's a story there you can see with all that goes on there. It's on the front page there of the Main Street Nashville as we go on down, show some other stuff that's happening here. Now, a story I want to spotlight today that's also in the paper. All right, so Mount Juliet Spa planning larger building. Nice story by Lori Everett here. This is a store in Mount Juliet, Third Coast Salt Spa. And back in March, and I'm going to pull it over a little bit, they've got a new facility. Fantastic owner, Sherry Arnold, and the staff there. Love the community, they do such a great job. Well, if you know, the flood had happened to Mount Juliet last March in that little shopping center strip mall part. It flooded everything there. And he says here in the article, the flooding last March, the Valley Center was pretty devastating, with water gushing through her main doors. And that's after a tornado came through a year before. And then so she has moved, and I'm so glad that she has and got a new spot. And what she does is simply fantastic. So it's another story you can see right there in Main Street this morning too. Another, if you go underneath there, Gallatin Fire Hall flooding, $500,000. Man, we've just been bombarded with bad weather here in the last year with the tornado, and of course all the flooding that's happened, especially here into our friends on Waverly, what's going on down there too. So hopefully all this will be rectified and better days are ahead of what's going on. And again, it's the paper right here is on the get on the app. the e-news app that comes to you. It's perfect. I look at it every day. Another story, Portland is on the grow. We had Kristen Daughtry on last week from the Portland Chamber of Commerce and talked about all the great things happening in Portland. And so Bonnie Fusel's got this article on what's happening in Portland. And that's why we love Main Street, because we show the communities and we spotlight everything that's happening in your area that's going on. Let's scroll down a little bit or farther down the way here and let you know that, yes, the Nashville Predators will be back on the ice tonight. There we go. Predators host the San Jose Sharks. Predators right now 2-4, 6 in the Central. The Sharks are second in the Pacific. That game tonight is at Bridgestone Arena. And they have another game coming on Saturday. I think it's at 12:30. That's happening too with everything that's going there with the Nashville Predators. So go down if you want to see them tonight. Hopefully they had a big win on Sunday against Minnesota, and that'll help. Maybe get another big win tonight as they go forward and go on. All right, intern, I'm going to drop this screen down and show you another story that's happening, which is, I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on this, intern, as I pull it up here. And this is something that's going to happen to me one day. Here, I'm just going to tell you why, because this story that I just saw today. All right, here we go. All right, can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Colorado hiker was lost for 24 hours, ignored rescuers' attempts to reach him because he did not recognize the phone number. So they set out these hikers to go, reported missing, search and rescue mission was carried out. While the search was underway, the person ignored calls because he didn't recognize the phone number. Now, I know my brother is watching this morning up in Macon County, and he's laughing at this because he's going to tell me this is how I'll perish one day because I won't answer the phone. Now, intern, do you answer the phone for numbers you don't know?
So here's my whole deal with that. Okay. If someone calls me and they have a random number, I probably will not answer the first time. But if they call me directly after that, then I'm assuming that it's someone I know. They're just calling me off of a different number and they need me now. So I always answer if it's back to back. Only if it's back to back.
Only if it's okay. I remember that. So next time I call from a number that you don't recognize, I'll do that. But let me tell you what, I mean, it's a lot of people. What happened to us as a society is the fact that we all prefer text and not phone calls. It's terrible.
Right. Yeah. It would be nice if someone could text you ahead of time and be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm about to call, but I doubt that'll ever happen.
My favorite thing, intern, is that one day I got a phone call from my own number. And I was like, how is this going to go? And it was for a warranty, but I hung up. It was before they got into like the car warranty. I just thought it was for a warranty. I don't know what kind of warranty it was.
Right.
But I hung up. But I'm thinking, how fantastic is this that they've got my own number and calling me and I answer the phone?
It's like I would assume it's my voicemail trying to get a hold of me.
I don't know. I'm like, am I calling me from the future? Do I not know something that's going on here? I need to figure all this stuff out. So right. I don't know. So that's just a fun story. Also, let me go back to this real quick today. And people are asking about me. Stop sharing the screen here. I'm getting better at this. All right. So here we go. Share, come back up. Garth Brooks, right, has added a new show. Here, go back to the e-newsletter. Yeah, there we go, Juju. All right, let me scrolling down a little bit here. Intern, you big Garth Brooks fan?
I don't mind him. I don't not like him.
What does that mean?
I'm a fan. I'm not a huge fan, but I like his stuff. He's good.
All right, so Garth, this is also the E of the Main Street Nashville. He's added another Nashville show, and the tickets go on sale October 29th, which is Friday. It's at the Opry House 2 days before his show with the Ryman, I think. And that tickets, I mean, these were going to sell out in 30 seconds. It's unbelievable. But people he's been around since I think his first song came out in 1989, and people love this. So another show from Garth. Intern, I'm going to try to get us tickets to this show.
All right, let's do it. Front row, me and you.
I don't know about front row. Because front row people are looking at the back of your head, and I'm real insecure that way. So I'm not going to do that.
It's your staple.
Yes. All right. So coming up on the show today, our dear friend, Miss Cheap, has another great story. Comes out every Tuesday in Main Street, Nashville. She's got a great story how you can save money. And it's just so great having her on the show every time. So join us this morning at 7:30 to talk more about her story and all that's going on this week with that. Fun show for today. Coming your way at 7:20. A guy you see quite a bit on the show is Hunter Briley. He sponsors our Pet of the Week. We got a big event happening December, adoption event. We want you guys to be part of, so we're getting the good word out early to talk about that. 7:30, Miss Cheap, and at 7:40, Tim Leeper is going to join us from Tim Leeper Roofing. You see his commercials here. He's done some amazing things in the community, and we're just going to talk to him a little bit about what he's doing and what's going on, because we love positive, good stories that are happening around Middle Tennessee. All right, we'll take a break. On the other side, we got something for you to smile about right here. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
I was going through a really hard time in my life. I was missing 12 teeth. I would cover my mouth. Mentally, it was so draining to have to constantly worry about who's gonna see it, because your first impression in somebody is their smile.
Delta Dental of Tennessee and the Smile 180 Foundation, transforming lives and communities one smile at a time.
My smile gives me my voice. My smile gives me my passion. My smile gives me my drive. My smile gives me everything.
If you really want to get the stories of Main Street in Middle Tennessee, in every community, if you want to find out what happened at the high school ball game or the kids' science fair, or something that's really important in your neighborhood, you're going to go to Main Street.
Zaxby's along with Lee Oliver. This is a place that mamas and daddies can be really comfortable to send their kids to for a first job. It's a place that you can have fun, feel really good about the place that you work, get paid well, have a good time. If you want to apply, you can go to applynow.com and Zaxby's will be on there. We love it when we get some great folks here at Zaxby's.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street on this beautiful Tuesday, October 26, 2021. All right, so fun show for today. Come up at 7:30. Miss Cheap will join us. She's got some new articles out on Main Street, Nashville, about to save you a lot of money, and we love Miss Cheap. All right, coming up right now, we got something for you to smile about, brought to you by Delta Dental.
We love water! We need another water fountain here at Midtown. We only have one we can use. Come with me. I'll show you. Gotta stay hydrated.
Being thirsty isn't cool. We need water at our school. Cool, clear water, water.
Fantastic. Thank you, Delta Dental. Remind you that Delta Dental of Tennessee now offering dental and vision plans for groups, individuals. simply to learn more, go to deltadentaltn.com. And thank you, Delta Dental, for all you're doing. That's a great story right there for the water in our schools and everything. So thank you, Delta Dental. Again, visit them at deltadentaltn.com. All kind of great things there, how to save you money. Thank you, Delta Dental. All right, one of the cool things we've been doing at Main Street Media over the last few months is honoring the career of legendary Cumberland baseball coach Woody Hunt. Woody Hunt is just revered by so many people in not just in the baseball world, but in the athletic world. And we're proud to bring you this 9 innings with Woody Hunt, talk about his career and everything that's going on. It's really a fascinating look at a wonderful individual. Here's Woody Hunt on part of the 9 innings with Woody Hunt.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to something we're calling 9 Innings with Woody Hunt. I'm Tommy Bryan, sports editor of the Wilson Post, and I've been doing my job about as long as Coach Hunt was the head baseball coach at Cumberland University, and this is a great opportunity for us to sit down and share some quality time and get into some things about Coach Hunt, his background, and his multiple Hall of Fame career as a head baseball coach at Cumberland University. And Woody, thanks so much for agreeing to do this.
Well, glad to be here with you, Tommy. Hope that it'll be a good segment. And we had to cancel a couple of times, but
we'll get it worked out.
Yeah.
First inning with Coach Hunt. You grew up in Kentucky, in Boyle County, Kentucky. Talk about what Boyle County, and Danville is the city there.
Yeah.
You went to Boyle County High.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your experience growing up, your family life early on, growing up in Boyle County, Kentucky.
Well, we grew up in Danville and basically Boyle County, and just an old country boy, farm boy, that the son of a sharecropper. We were tobacco farmers, raised some cows and corn, different things each year, and hard work.
Really good. Thank you, Tommy Bryan. More on that. You can see it at Main Street, Nashville, for things with Woody Hunt in the interview. And it's really just a fascinating look at Coach Hunt and all that he's done there and everything. All right, we'll take another break. Again, coming up at 7:30, we'll talk to Miss Cheap. 7:40, Tim Leeper will join us. Tim Leeper Roofing. You see his commercials right here on Mornings on Main Street. Coming up next, a big event that's happening in December. We want to get the word out early. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a Santa Paws Adopt-a-thon. Now, we're going to tell you what this all means and how you can be part of this wonderful day coming in December on Saturday. That's all next, right here when we return on Mornings on Main Street.
Dental coverage may be a small investment, but it has big benefits. Because dental coverage and preventive oral care leads to more than a healthier smile. It leads to a healthier life overall. Delta Dental makes it easy to get the care you need. With the nation's largest network, you're more likely to find or keep a dentist you love. And with comprehensive coverage and additional discounts, you'll have benefits you love too. Make a lasting investment in your oral and overall health with coverage from Delta Dental. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn more.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Every year, it costs Tennessee more than $15 million to clean up roadside litter. It's time to keep your trash to yourself and our roadways clear, because nobody trashes Tennessee.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street, off and running on this beautiful Tuesday October 26, 2021. Now, have you seen for the last couple of months since I made the transition from the previous life to this wonderful life, one of the things I wanted to do was do a Pet of the Week segment. And so thanks to Dave Gould, the owner, and Chris Kulik and Justin Kulik and everybody behind the scenes, we started our Pet of the Week, and it's gone fantastic. Now, the first guy and the only guy I reached out to was our guest we'll bring on this morning with us is Hunter Briley from Regal Realty Group. And I went to Hunter, I said, man, we love animals. Love to be part of this. It's not a sponsorship. It's a teamwork here. Hunter hopped on board. It's been fantastic. Hunter, I cannot thank you enough for doing this. And then we see all the adoptions going on. It makes us feel great, man.
Man, it's just such a pleasure, first of all. And thank you. We've been friends for a while, Joe, and I appreciate you reaching out. And we love animals and pets and dogs and everything. So it was just a match made in heaven, brother. And just seeing these dogs get forever homes is what it's all about.
I really appreciate it. Now, before we get into what's going to happen in December, we got to go to the backstory. Yep. And we're going to talk about it. The tornadoes came through in March of 2020. Your home was destroyed. And I tell you, the fact you're sitting here is a miracle from God, because you should have died, Hunter. When your house collapsed, air conditioning fell on top of you and your wife. Yep. But during that, you ran upstairs to save something. What did you run upstairs to save?
Had to save my boy. We have two boxers, and Akeem and Riley. And Akeem got really scared and ran back upstairs into our bedroom. And so I ran back up there as the tornado was coming in, and grabbed him and ran back downstairs and laid on top of my wife and the two dogs as the house came down on top of us.
It's amazing. I reached out to you right after that, and I saw your house, and I was like, I don't know how you are alive, but you survived, and I'm so thankful that you did, Hunter.
Thanks, man. Truly a blessing, and we don't take that for granted every single day.
Yeah, so there, you want to know Hunter's love for animals, there you go right there. He sacrificed himself to save his boxer. All right, so you reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and said, look, let's take this a step further with our adoption. Let's have a big event. It's called the Santa Paws Adopt-a-thon, which is happening December 18th in Hermitage. Tell me more how you came up with this.
Yeah, so I love what we've been doing weekly, getting these animals homes. And I thought, what if we could get everybody the chance to see more of the dogs that need help and give more than just one and, at a time. So I thought, let's throw a Christmas party for them. And we've got a great connection with the owners of Tremont Mansion over there off of Andrew Jackson Pike. I'm sure a lot of you have driven by that and seen that beautiful property. So they are jumping in to help with us. As you can see on the flyer that intern's throwing right now, Tito's, the Animals Vodka, has jumped in as our presenting sponsor, as well as my real estate group. But I thought, look, let's have a party where we can get everybody together, and as many shelters as you have connections with, Joe. I thought, let's get together with all of them. And right now, I think we've got 8 shelters that have jumped on board. And they're going to show up with a couple dogs each, maybe 3, and have little booths set up where, the public can come in and just walk around, check out these lovely animals, take them out for a stroll, for a little walk, and play with them, and hopefully get all these dogs homes. We're even going to do a puppy fashion show and let the dogs kind of strut their stuff down the red carpet, if you will. And we're going to serve food. We're going to have some drinks there. We'll be playing Christmas movies. So everything from, Home Alone to the Griswolds. We're going to have that going. We'll have a photo booth with, all the Santa Paws logos on there, so you can get a picture with Santa Paws yourself. And then that logo that you see right there, we're going to be putting on T-shirts, and we're even got Christmas ornaments, like the traditional old school globe Christmas ornaments. And all that money is getting raised to help these animals, get homes.
Why is this so important to you?
Man, there's so many people that just, give up on dogs, and they shouldn't. That's not fair to them. They didn't do anything to deserve this, whether it be sometimes it's just an animal's too big for a household, or, they didn't realize the responsibilities of, taking care of a dog, and it's a commitment, and there's a lot to it. So we want these dogs to have a fair shot. Just because they didn't do anything wrong, they need a place to live too. So, that's why it's so important, man. I don't want to see these dogs living in crates or living, at as nice as these shelters can be. The shelters need to have freedom to bring more dogs in or treat sick dogs and things like that. So, if we can just give a loving home, you know, they're like kids to me, man, because they are our kids. So I want to be able to take care of them.
You know, a few weeks ago, we're not going to name names or say anything, but when a dog that we got adopted out was brought back like a week later, we were mad.
Both of us were.
We were not happy with that. And I saw your passion, you know, my passion for it. And man, but luckily the dog did eventually get adopted out to a very sweet, loving home, another one. And things are going great. So that really made me happy. But that day, Hunter, I mean, you could have run through a brick wall, man.
Yeah, I was pretty upset, man. And that's the thing. Another thing about this party, Joe, is we're going to get to meet the folks that are coming out and interested in adoption. And, you know, we can, for lack of a better term, vet them a little better, you know, and the shelters can meet them and let them, you know, hang out with the dogs. It's a 4-hour event. So you can come and hang out with the dogs and really get the feel for, is this the right move for me or not? Because that's the thing. It's not about just seeing them walk out the door. They need to not come back through the door, you know, and that's something we got to be careful of.
Yeah. So December 18th from noon to 4, Tremont Mansion in Hermitage. And thanks to Tito's Vodka for sponsoring this. I'll scroll down on the screen here so we can see more what's going on. And good job, Hunter. I mean, you've done 99.9% of this. So thank you for putting it all together.
Hey, it's my pleasure, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a blast and hopefully do some good stuff all day.
Yeah, and it's great. So the shelters we've reached out to, we've heard back from many of them about the event. I know it's the last Saturday before Christmas, but it all just fits perfectly in our time and our schedules, and hopefully we'll have a nice little turnout there that day. Hey, again, tell me the 2 names of your dogs.
Riley and Akeem.
Now, how did you acquire those lovely puppies?
Well, so we adopted Akeem from a family that actually is a similar situation for what I just described. There's 5 kids and multiple animals, and I don't think the house is big enough and stuff like that. So we reached out and said we'd love to take Akeem on and let him be Riley's brother. Riley we got from shelter up in Knoxville, and she's just a sweet little girl. She's our wild one. She still thinks she's 2 years old. She can jump almost 8 feet tall still. But and then Akeem is just kind of the somber, you know, quiet dude.
That's, you know, it's funny about boxers is their beauty is in how outwardly beautiful they're not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Their kind of ugliness is that makes them beautiful.
The little squishy goofballs. That's what they are.
They are. Hey, I'll see you this afternoon. We'll tape our Pet of the Week segment. We're here on Thursdays. And of course, I talk to you all the time. So December 18th from noon to 4, Tremont Mansion, Hermitage, Santa Paul's Adopt-a-thon. And thank you, Hunter. And thank you, Tito's Vodka, for stepping up and doing this. And we'll be all over this, Hunter. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Always. Hunter Briley, Regal Realty Group. See him every Thursday for our Pet of the Week. And thanks to you guys, we've had some really great success adopting these animals out. We had one Tinker last week that got out there. We still need Mac. Has got to be adopted up here, New Leash on Life. But we'll keep putting the word out there, and we celebrate the joys and the success of seeing these animals get wonderful and loving homes. A big part of that is to Hunter Briley and the Regal Realty Group. All right, we'll take a break. Every Tuesday at 7:30, we're joined by the legend herself, Miss Cheap. That's next right here on Mornings on Main Street.
If you've been in Zaxby's, you know that we've got memorabilia all over the wall, signifying different things. Castle Heights certainly has such a long history to it. We have a sketching that was done by someone that was from town here. It was kind of fun one day. I was out in the dining room talking to guests, and they're like, our son did that. We've also got some George Jones memorabilia that his widow had the opportunity to meet her and work with her on a project. She said she wanted us to have some pieces, and we certainly treasure all of those things.
Coach Hunt, Jim Toman at Middle Tennessee State. Wanted to give you a shout out and congratulate you on an unbelievable career. Love for you to come this fall or in the spring to Middle Tennessee State and talk baseball, or maybe even chat to my team. Maybe catch a game or two. Just an unbelievable run that you've had. There's very few college baseball coaches that have done what you've done, Coach. And want you to enjoy the retirement. I know you're still working in the athletic department, but take it easy, have fun, stay safe, and just proud of you and all your accomplishments.
Is your roof in need of repairs? Maybe it's time for a full roof replacement. If so, choose Middle Tennessee's #1 rated roofer. Tim Leeper Roofing has provided the Nashville area with outstanding residential and commercial services for nearly 2 decades. And with hundreds of 5-star reviews, Tim Leeper Roofing has satisfied thousands of homeowners. To schedule a free and honest estimate, find us online at timleeperroofing.com.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Thank you, Hunter Briley and Regal Realty Group. Of course, more about the Santa Paws Adopt-a-thon as we move on and get closer to December. We'll be telling and talking about it quite a bit. All right, that's a true pleasure every Tuesday at 7:30 to bring in the wonderful Miss Cheap, Mary Hantz, to talk about all things and to save you money. And Miss Cheap joins us this morning. And
hold on one second, Joe. It's saying her microphone is off, so let me try to get a hold of her.
I was about to say that you don't look like Miss Cheap.
I do not. I would never take on that
popped
role.
on my screen there, and I was like, "What is going on here? Maybe you're the new Mr. Cheap." So I did not know that. So anyway, every Tuesday, Miss Cheap has an article that comes out in Main Street Nashville, and this week's has how to save you money when you are out and about. Let me pull the screen up here real quick. So it's Brown's Diner we're talking about this week with Miss Cheap, and we'll pull her on here in just a second. I just love this. I mean, you mentioned Miss Cheap's name. Everybody knows who you're talking about. So it's fantastic there. So we'll pull her up in just a second. And there's the article this week for Brown's Diner. So some old-fashioned burgers at Miss Cheap approved prices. And, we had her on last week, and it was about saving money at the grocery store. And you're thinking, oh, well, at the grocery store, I don't know what to do, but she had like 8 or 9 just amazing tips how to save money when you do go to the grocery store. And one of the things that I liked is that she got back into coupons. And man, I know it's different now and it's changed, but growing up, my mother, she had more coupon clippings than she did anything else around the house. So the Sunday paper was full of that. And just this stuff on saving money, going to the store, bargain hunting, coupons, and it was really good. So our article again this week on saving money when you go out to eat. Brown's Diner is a staple in our area. So Miss Cheap talks about that too. It's really good. We need these diners around Middle Tennessee that are unique and wonderful to the area. And that's a great thing with Brown's. There's all kind of great meat and threes all over Middle Tennessee, locally owned. And so we need those around. And we had one here in Lebanon closed not too long ago, the Sunset Restaurant, which, that devastated me. I was sad about that kind of place closing because, again, we need all these mom and pops, meat and threes around and make us unique. And we need those around the country, too, as well, to keep going. So, in turn, I'm going to keep rambling on until I hear back from you with this, what's happening. There she is. Hi, Miss Cheap. Hi, Mary. Okay, her microphone's not. There she is. Hi. It's all right. We can't hear you, but that's okay. But intern's working hard behind the screen. You know what? Let's pull up our article anyway. Intern from mine to sharing this, and I'll just read it down here. There you go. Talks about getting a cheeseburger. Brown's Diner opened in 1927. Look at this. Holds Nashville's oldest beer license. Serves 700 to 1,000 of its grilled burgers every week. And I'm going to read Miss Cheap's article. Beer is a big Brown's draw too. Only draft beer being offered, Budweiser, $3 a mug. Hey, it's not a bad deal. 21 and over, though. Brown's has had a share of celebrities over the years. John Prine, Vince Gill, Bill Murray, Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner, by the way, my friends, is playing at the Ryman tonight. Apparently, he's got a band. I did not know this, but now I do. He's got a band. He's going to be telling stories from his very popular TV show, Yellowstone. And I need to watch that too. I get more people asking about Yellowstone than anything else as far as streaming and binging. So we'll do that soon and report back with you. But here we go. So with Miss Cheap's article on Brown's Diner, and something else too here. Most popular item on the Brown's menu are the burgers, which are $7.25 for hamburger and $7.50 for the cheeseburger. I mean, cheeseburger, a big, massive cheeseburger and fries, $10.94 according to this article from Miss Cheap. So there you go. And that's the article this week. So intern, here's what we'll do. Let me scroll back down here and get it back out there. Intern, let's take a quick break. See if we can get Miss Cheap back on the other side, and we'll come back. Still to come later in the show, Tim Leeper is going to join us as well from Tim Leeper Roofing about some great things he's got going on. So we'll take a break. We'll come back, and hopefully we'll see Miss Cheap. Stay right there.
If you've been in Zaxby's, you know that we've got memorabilia all over the walls signifying different things. Castle Heights certainly has such a long history to it, and we have sketching that was done by someone that was from town here, and it was kind of fun. One day I was out in the dining room talking to guests, and they're like, our son did that. We've also got some George Jones memorabilia that his widow had the opportunity to meet her and work with her on a project. She said she wanted us to have some pieces. We certainly treasure all of those things.
This is Coach Will Wakefield at Lebanon. Congratulations, Coach Hunt, on an awesome 41 years. I didn't get to play for you, but I did get to play against you. I've got all the respect in the world for you. You've had an amazing career. I look up to you. Thank you for everything you've done for me along the way. Congrats.
Dental coverage may be a small investment, but it has big benefits because dental coverage and preventive oral care leads to more than a healthier smile. It leads to a healthier life overall. Delta Dental makes it easy to get the care you need. With the nation's largest network, you're more likely to find or keep a dentist you love. And with comprehensive coverage and additional discounts, you'll have benefits you love too. Make a lasting investment in your oral and overall health with coverage from Delta Dental. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn more.
All right, you got to love technology. Sorry about with Miss Cheap and getting the microphone working. I apologize for that, but you can still go to Main Street Nashville and read her articles every Tuesday that come out. Subscribe to the e-newsletter, the e-paper that comes to your phone, and you can just scroll right through there. It's fantastic, and then get the digital subscription or the paper subscription. So thank you with that. Let's bring in a friend of the show. You see his commercials all the time. He does some wonderful work in the community. Mr. Tim Leeper, Tim Leeper Roofing. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Joe. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I hear you every Friday on WNSR, Picking with the Pickers with Greg and John. That's a fun segment, isn't it?
It is, especially because I'm leading right now.
Speak with you and Vince Gill. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was good fun. I'm getting to talk to a lot of people I never thought I'd get to talk to. On air. It's cool and but it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it.
And the Pinnacle's talking to me today, so don't say anything about that, Tim. All right, let's talk about your love for Wilson County. You do so many great things around here. Where did that love come? Are you from Wilson County?
No, I'm not from Wilson County. I moved to Wilson County when my wife and I got married in 1998. We were looking for a place somewhere between Ashland City and Lafayette, where she's from. And we settled on Lebanon because it was good middle ground. It was it was enough freedom away from where we both were, and we made a life and a lot of new friends around here. So we really enjoy it here, and we built a forever home here. So unless Jesus takes us away, we're going to stay here for the rest of our life.
I love that. You've also really given back to the community here, refurbishing fields and all that. Why is that important to you?
Well, I feel like that if you're a business person and people are supporting your business, no matter what you do, whether you have a service or whether you're providing products and goods, they're investing into you, and they could use anybody they wanted, but they chose to use you. And so I think that, it's best to go ahead and seed back into communities one way or the other. If it's, if it's not supporting Little League and softball programs, maybe do some Rotary programs like we're a part of. Just find some people who are doing good things in your community. And if you don't want to be the one to carry the ball and do the project, then you can support somebody else who's doing it.
It's good. These things are tangible because you see it. Sometimes you give money, you're not sure where the money goes, but when you're giving back with things you're doing and refurbishing the fields through Wilson leadership and all that, it's tangible because, Tim, you see the result of what you're doing, don't you?
Yes, you do. And, the fields out there were a Leadership Wilson project, and we began because there was nowhere in Wilson County to play adult softball. And so we said, we've got these fields out here already. And so we talked to a ton of people, county commissioners, city council people, the mayor, and we finally settled on the Hobbs Field Park out there. And what we tried to do is restore that back to its original name, which was Elmer Elkins Park. And just a quick story, Elmer Elkins was a guy who worked for the city back in the 60s and the 70s. He worked for the water department, and he had given his life to kids sports and coaching, umpiring, all that stuff. And the day that he put in his retirement, he ended up passing away, but they rightly named the park for him, and then later added another field. And so when we went in and redid the fields and rehabbed them, we reinstituted the name Elmer Elkins Park just to kind of restore a little bit of Lebanon history.
That's fantastic. That's simply fantastic. Tim, are you a good softball player?
It depends on who you ask. Look, when I was playing competitively, I was probably, everybody says they're 800 hitter. I was probably a 600 to a 625 hitter consistently. That's not great. You're just kind of average at that point. But when I went to the senior leagues, which is 45 and older, in Hendersonville, I probably became an 850 hitter, but I don't hit home runs. So, that my job is to get on base and let somebody else hit the home run. So I'm just above average is what I'll tell you.
So we're going to use your speed and all this is what you're saying.
I still have a little speed left, but I don't know how much and for how long.
How did you get into roofing?
Well, believe it or not, I went to school, going to Ball State, decided I wanted to go try out for the baseball team. They were number 6 in the country at the time, and they had their outfielders coming back. And so I just wasn't that much of a standout where they would make a spot for me. And so I realized quickly that school wasn't my thing. And so I decided to go into construction. And I worked for this guy. The first guy I worked for, just an old head builder, had all the crank drills, used to disassemble log cabins and stuff around the country. And I was his only person that worked for him. And so I got yelled at every day without fail. And the one day that I didn't get yelled at was the day that we were doing a roof. And I realized 2 things that day. I really like to see things get done, so I'm results oriented. And also I like to not get yelled at every day. So that kind of works for me.
That's a great story right there. I guess good news having a company for Tim Leeper Roofing. You're busy quite a bit, which is great, right?
Oh yeah, we're busy right now. It's, last year we had the storms and we had COVID, and now we're learning to deal with COVID. But as much as the storms kept us busy last year, COVID kept us busy too, because if you think about it, when your wife's home and she's looking around at all the things that need to be done and you're there with her, then you're her sounding board. So you get to figure out all the things that you haven't done. And so roofing a lot of times was on that list. And so we did a ton of it last year that was COVID related, just because people were home and starting to focus on it again.
That makes perfect sense. Are you having trouble, Tim, like many businesses are, staffing?
No. Believe it or not, most of our people that we have, when they get here, they stay here. We've got a really good, work culture. We've got a good, we've got a team atmosphere. We don't say things like that's not my job, or somebody else will do it. We all just kind of pick up the slack and do what needs to be done. I've got a ladder right now. If you can see the back of my truck, I got a ladder in the back of my truck. I still get on roofs. I still look at things for people. If we're in a bind and the guys can't get to things, I'll jump in it, in the truck and go take a look at something for somebody. But that culture says a lot about people wanting to come work for you, because they realize that they're working with you, they're working with a good team who care about each other, and that really does make a lot of difference. So we haven't had a ton of turnover, but we've had a lot of people that come and put in applications. That's a long way of saying that it's not really an issue for us right now. It may become one at some point, but it's not right now.
Tim, I first met you you're a big sponsor of the Hope Hines Golf Tournament. I met you a few years ago out there. So it's not just Wilson County where you spend a lot of time and money, but you're also a part of Hope Hines in that golf tournament and helping out what he does, I think, with the Tennessee Baptist Children's Homes, and that's important to you as well. So that means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does. Those kids, for no fault of their own, these kids have parents that have addiction, they're in prison, they passed on, their grandparents are raising them. That stuff's so prevalent anymore. And so these kids, through no fault of their own, are just kind of stuck when they're the most helpless. And, the Bible says that you take care of widows and orphans. And the Bible also says that you take care of the least of these. And, we take that seriously as best we can. We're not perfect, Joe, but we do care about people. We do care about the kids. And when you go spend Christmas with some of these kids and you take your kids out there so that they can kind of have a life lesson to see that not everybody has a mom and dad, and not everybody has the opportunity to to get up and be taken to school on a regular basis. Well, the Tennessee Baptist Children's Home, they kind of stand in that gap, and they have house parents that actually come and live in the homes with the kids, bring their own kids, and they just absorb their lives into the kids' lives and into that cottage. And some of those houses may have 8 or 10 kids, but yeah, if your heart's not moved by those kids that need help in that point in phase of their life, then you might want to check your heart.
Right. Tim Leeper walks the walk and talks the talk. Tim, I love the passion for what you have for the community and all the positivity, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for what you do for everybody around. I really appreciate it, Tim. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
All right, Tim Leeper Roofing there. And again, I met him a few years ago at the Hope Hines golf tournament in Brentwood. And like he's talking about it, the Tennessee Baptist Children's Home, if you're not moved by those kids and everything that goes on, then there's something going wrong there. So thank you very much, Tim. All right, we'll come back and we'll wrap up this beautiful show right here next on Mornings on Main Street.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It was just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try. There aren't any cops around. I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Tell me your name, sir. You are right now?
That's what Main Street Media does great. They have an awesome array of reporters, photographers, sports writers, people that are connected locally, that really make a connection to people in the community. And I think that's very important for people now, especially with the widespread variety of ways that they can get news, is to have a source that they can trust and see every day. And I think that's definitely something that Main Street Media does phenomenally.
in my beat, the restaurant beat, local is everything. We live in such a cosmopolitan city for different cuisines, different cultures. I'm a huge fan of mom and pops, families that run their own restaurants, that contribute to the Little League team, that donate food for local events. And those are the places I gravitate to, always.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street, the final segment here. Again, apologize for Miss Cheap and the microphone problems. We love technology. It's supposed to work all the time, and sometimes it doesn't work. So we'll effort Miss Cheap, and maybe we'll just get back on here tomorrow, and we'll talk about that because I love having her on the show, and her thing and what she does is simply fantastic. Intern, share my screen here if you don't mind. Another cool thing that I love about Main Street Nashville and the e-paper that you get is they have the Nashville Banner Old headlines, right? So it's October 26, 1991, which is the day after the JoJo just turned 23. So I love this right here, this article by Joe Biddle. Atlanta set to brave Metrodome win streak. Because Atlanta Braves, that was the first time they've been in the World Series and forever. And of course, tonight, the Atlanta Braves are back in the World Series as they take on the Houston Astros, which is really weird to me for all this old guys and gals who grew up, because back in the day in the National League West, Houston and Atlanta were in the same division. All right, so enough about me. Let's go back to Miss Cheap here. We finally got Miss Cheap on. Let me get my screen out of there. Yeah, there she is. Hi, Miss Cheap.
I'm sorry to be so difficult.
Please don't. We love you. We think you're the best. So thank you. Welcome back. I'm gonna pull up your article here every Tuesday in Main Street, Nashville. What do we have this week? It was the Brown's Diner. Last week was great about saving money at the grocery store. This week is Brown's Diner. Why is this important to you?
Well, I'm just tired of going out to lunch and having to get out my credit card and put myself in a budget situation. I love to be able to go out, and if you can find places to eat that are, affordably priced, it's a lot of fun. And plus, somewhere like Brown's, there are not many places that, it's one of the oldest restaurants in Nashville. It's been there since 1927. And it's a sort of dive, sort of the kind of place that you're not going to see much of anymore. You see all these new places that you go in and get a hamburger and it's like $18, and
right
at Brown's you can get one for $7.50 and split some fries with your table mate, and you're still out of there in under $10, and you have an eating experience, let's say.
Mary, I love your article so much, and just put little facts and tidbits in there. I had no idea that Brown's holds Nashville's oldest beer license.
Right. I mean, it goes back to 1927, and the bar at Brown's, the part that's on Blair Boulevard, it's an old trolley car, a mule-drawn trolley car, and then the kitchen is another trolley car that was added to it. And then back in the 80s, they added the dining room at the back. It's a concrete block building, but it's got new owners. The new owners bought it from Jimmy Love, and they said they weren't going to change things in terms of taking the charm away from it, but they are going to add a screen porch on the front of it, and they're going to do some renovations to the kitchen and the restrooms, which I think are overdue. So I think it's sort of the best of both worlds, to keep the vibe and also make some improvements so that people can continue to enjoy it.
And again, another thing with you is fantastic. You talk about the prices for hamburger and cheeseburger, and it comes to you don't round it up. You said it comes to with a cheeseburger and fries, $10.94 with tax.
That's right. And that doesn't include your tip. I do believe in tipping. But I'm looking for other places, particularly local places in Middle Tennessee, that you can get a great lunch for $10 or so. And, there are not many of them left. And I'm not talking about going to McDonald's or or Burger King. I'm talking about local places. And I just think that that's something that people want to do. And it's sort of, you can take a field trip to some of the surrounding communities and get some good meals. I did a piece on San Antonio Taco, Satco over there by Vanderbilt. And, you know, that's another one where you can get a really affordable lunch, a delicious lunch for just a little bit. But I'm looking for more places and all across Middle Tennessee. So if people have ideas, send them on and tell me what you order. That's the hard part of the trick. I mean, the most expensive thing on Brown's menu is the catfish dinner, and that's I think $12. You get 4 pieces of catfish, so that's not a bad deal either, really.
It's not. And we've got your email address, Ms. Cheap at mainstreetmediatn.com. Let me ask you this, Ms. Cheap. Why, and I know the answer myself, but I want to hear it from you. Why are places like Brown's so vital to Middle Tennessee?
Well, I mean, they're part of Nashville's history, and you see so many places that have closed, like Rotier's, and then you talk about Sunset in Lebanon. I mean, a lot of places, Hermitage Cafe, a lot of these places are closing either because they're being supplanted by new businesses coming in, or because with COVID and other things, they just haven't been able to make it. So I want to support these local businesses because I feel like they're part of the fabric of Nashville and of Middle Tennessee, and that they're places that when you go, you know, there's a lot of history there, that there are a lot of people who have enjoyed eating there, and you know, that at Brown's Diner, the employees, a lot of them have been there for 30 years or more, which is unbelievable to me. I mean, Ron he's been behind the bar for 35 years, and then they have Mama back in the back, and she's the waitress. She's something else. She knows her customers. She knows what they're going to order before they even get there.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, Ms. Cheap. So your email, ms-cheap@mainstreetmediatn.com for people that go out and play these places. You don't know what they're ordering to eat, right?
Right, but no dash in it, just Ms. Cheap.
Oh, okay.
But
Straight Ms. Cheap.
I'd love to hear suggestions from people of places that I should go check out. You know, it's hard work, me having to go check out all these places.
Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be you, because if it's not you, Ms. Cheap, it would be me. I'd be doing it.
That's right.
All right, thank you. And we'll do it again next Tuesday. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
I appreciate you so much. So we got Ms. Cheap on. Good job, intern, for doing that. Hey, intern, before we go, we get about a minute and a half in the show. Intern, pull yourself back on here.
Yes, sir.
People want celebrity birthdays with you. So
let's do it
real quick. All right.
All right.
All right. So we're taping a podcast later today, myself and Greg Pogue, the official 615 podcast. And with Rudy Kalis is going to join us. We'll have more on it coming up later this week. So one of Rudy's best friends is having a birthday today. It's Pat Sajak. They worked together at Channel 4 years ago. So, intern, how old is Pat Sajak?
Let's say that Pat Sajak is 54.
Man, you were so close. He's 75.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Well done. Tom
Lightning
Hanks'
round.
wife, Rita Wilson.
Rita Wilson is, she's probably 63.
She's 65. Got it within two. Well done. She's beautiful. A few more. Natalie Merchant.
Let's say, I don't know who that is. Let's do 41.
She is 58. Keith Urban.
Oh, Keith Urban. He's probably getting up there, about 56 now.
54. What country is he from?
Australia.
Attaboy. All right, let's get you two more before we get out of here.
All right.
Jacqueline Smith from the original Charlie's Angels. How old is she?
She is 48.
She is 76.
Oh, sorry.
Right. You're learning, man. You're learning as we go through life together. Let's see what else we got for you. If I can give you one more with you. Rapper Schoolboy.
Schoolboy Q?
Yeah.
By chance? Let's say he's 36 today.
35. Man, you've done fantastic today. Although the Pat Sajak being 21 years off, that's going to take you down a few notches.
I know it, and we're gonna see him later, so I gotta.
All right, that's the show for today. Hey, tomorrow morning at 7:30, I love the story we're going to bring for you. It's about how one lady lost her job due to COVID, but because she lost her job, she pursued a dream, and it's going fantastic. And I wish more of us had this drive inside of us, that when we think all is lost, is to get up, dust ourselves off, and go forward. It's a really cool story we'll have for you tomorrow at 7:30. Intern, thanks again for getting Miss Cheap on. Fun show. Tim Leeper, thank you, Miss Cheap. Hunter Briley, great day today. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here Wednesday for Mornings on Main Street.